Hi, I'm Lisa Mitten, and I'm going to tell you a story today that I'm very excited about. This story involves my friend Rufus. Can you see Rufus here? He's so cute. I love dogs. Do you like dogs? Do you have a pet maybe? Maybe you have a cat or a fish or a lizard or a dog like Rufus. Hey Rufus. We're going to have some fun with Rufus today. And the story I'm going to tell you is about Estelle, the owner of Rufus, and how she does her best to try and keep Rufus safe. Okay, let's go meet on the mat. So grab your mat and join me there. And we'll have Rufus sitting right here beside us watching everything we do. Okay, come to your mat. Let's pretend to be Rufus. So reach up high, overhead, and then tip forward and forward fold. Stretch into it. Put your hands down on the mat. Plant them and walk your feet back. And then press into those hands. This pose is called downward facing dog. So here we are. We're pretending to be Rufus. Woof, woof. Can you bark? Maybe you do a woof, woof sound a little deeper. Just pretend to be Rufus. And then maybe Rufus gets down and gets lower to the ground. So put your knees down on the ground, stick your arms out and wags his bum as he's looking to play. Have you ever seen a dog do that? This is called puppy pose in yoga. And it's kind of fun to pretend that we're a little puppy looking out, ready to play with our owner. Well, press on back up. Well, Estelle, she loves to play with her dog. So come on up, stick a leg out, and then reach down for the mat. And reach up and over. She likes to play fetch. So reach for a stick, grab a stick, and then come on up and throw it for Rufus to go chase. And she throws it and reaches over the other way. Let's do that again. So on back up and reach down, grab a stick. Got it? Come on back up and throw it. And there goes Rufus chasing the stick. Can you imagine him bouncing along? Okay, now come on down. Let's find a stick on the other side. Send your leg out, reach down and up and over, grab a stick. You got it? Come on back up and throw it. There goes Rufus bounding along. Come on down, grab another one, back up and throw it. And we'll reach up and over the other side and come on back. How about tug of war? Does your dog like to play tug of war? Have you seen a dog play tug of war before? They get it in their teeth and then they shake it around. So come on to all fours and pretend like you've got something in your teeth. Okay? And so your owner is playing tug of war. Maybe it's a sock. Dogs like to play with socks. So you got it in your teeth and let your belly drop down and head go up and I got it, and shake your bum, and then round down like a cat. And then come on back up with it in your teeth, and shake your head, shake your bum, let your belly drop to the mat, and look on up. Playing tug of war. One more time. Arch that, round that back up like a cat. And then lower your belly down, lift your head and chest, and you got it in your teeth and you're shaking your bum and you're playing with your dog. Okay. Well, one day Estelle looked outside and it was a beautiful day outside and it was in the evening. And so she looked, reach up and pretend like you're looking around. And she looked all around and come on down. And then come up halfway and look out as if you're the horizon or looking at the horizon. And on back down, reaching for your mat. And take your arms wide and bring them up overhead. And she's looking at the sun as it's getting ready to set. And she says, Mom, I think we should have dinner outside. She's looking around at this beautiful world in which we live. And there's blossoms, and it's feeling cool, and there's a nice breeze, and it's just refreshing. And her mom says, sure, let's go ahead. Let's have dinner outside. So come on down. So Estelle helps her mom, and they set the table and get it all ready. And they can say, Dad, time for dinner. And they sit down. So make a chair. We're going to sit down at dinner. We'll bring our hands to heart center. They're eating. You can pretend to eat if you want, or you can keep your hands here at heart center. And as you sit in your chair, put the weight into your heels. See if you can go a little bit lower. And sit there and you're chatting with Mom and Dad. That's what Estelle was doing. She was talking, and Rufus was off in the yard, over this way and then that way. He was out playing as they ate dinner. Well, dinner finished, and Estelle stood up. So stand up, reach for the sky, drop your hands down by your side. And she says, Mom, I'm going to clear the dishes. Step a foot out, both feet out actually. Turn your toes on your left foot out, pointing that way. And then sink into it, stretch your arms out. And she says, Mom, I'm going to clear the table for us and take them in and then rinse the dishes for you. You did such a nice job preparing dinner, and I really enjoyed dinner, and I just want to say thanks by helping clear the table and rinsing off the dishes. And the mom, Estelle's mom, was like, wow, Estelle, that would be great. So come on back up. Let's turn our toes out the other direction. Your right foot pointed out that way, and sink down in. So Estelle, she began to walk around the table, and she took one plate. So as we're stacking our plates, just have your knee bent in front, that back leg long, and we'll just hold that while we stack our plates. Pretend like you're stacking the plates, this one and that. There were just 3, 4 of them because her brother was there too. And then the dinner, the food dishes that were on, they were empty. So she was able to create quite a big stack of plates. And she got them all ready, and then come up to center and sink down, bending both legs. Your toes pointed out to the sides of them. Well, kind of front and side, not straight to the side, not straight to the front, in the middle. So she got her stack of plates, and get ready. We're going to lift up the stack of plates, and it was a pretty big stack. So straighten your legs, and then she started to walk towards the house. So pretend like you're walking, but our walking is just going to be bending our legs and straightening them like this. So from the patio, she was taking those few steps, but that big stack of plates, it got a little wobbly and crazy and started to move side to side, and she's thinking, oh no. And she steadied it out and got it steady, and then she got to the door. So at the door, she's like, oh dear. So she balanced the plates in one hand and then reached out with the other. Can you reach to open the door? And she turned the doorknob and started to pull the door back. But as she did, the plates got extra wobbly, and 2 of them off the top of the stack fell to the ground. Crash! And they broke and shattered all over on the ground. And Estelle thought, oh no! Well, her dad heard what had happened and saw that the plates had broken, so he immediately ran to get a broom. So Estelle, she's standing there, and she realizes Rufus, who is in the yard, so let's go be Rufus. So straighten your legs, turn, and we're going to come back down to downward facing dog, being a little puppy dog, Rufus here. Rufus heard that big stack. So pretend like you're Rufus out playing, and then all of a sudden you hear a big noise, that big crash when that stack and those plates fell off the top. So he looks up. So look up, maybe come to plank and look around. And he thinks, oh, what was that? And he sees something on the ground by Estelle. So he immediately runs over towards Estelle. Can you run over? Let's move around. And then back again. So he heads towards Estelle. Well, Estelle she says, come on up, and then jump out in a star. Stop, Rufus! Don't keep coming, stop! She didn't want Rufus to get hurt. She was afraid that his paws might get cut if he walked on the real sharp shards from the broken plates. And so she says, stop. Well, Rufus, he tries to walk around her to go check it out. I mean, after all, there's stuff on the ground. He's got to see what it is. And so Estelle crouches down. So bring your feet in a little bit and then crouch down. And so she gets down, she puts her hands out and says, Rufus, stop. Don't keep coming. I'm trying to keep you safe. I don't want you to get cut. And I want your paws to stay healthy. And if you walk on that, you might get hurt. Well, Rufus, he was a curious dog and he kept trying to get by. So Estelle thought quickly and she said, Rufus, where's your ball? Well, Rufus loved to play with his ball. So he stopped and looks at Estelle like, ball? You can play with me with my ball? And he turned around and ran off to go find his ball. So Estelle was so relieved knowing that now Rufus was safe. And about this time, Dad was coming back with the broom to help her clean up the mess and take care of it. Come on back up and reach up high and open your arms. And let's come down to a seat. Let's spread our legs wide. And as we fold forward, we're going to talk more about Estelle because Estelle, she was thinking about Rufus. And go ahead and lean forward. You come down on your elbows if you like. And just put your head in your hands. Or if you want to lay on the ground, you can. Or if you're up like this, that's okay too. Just wherever you're comfortable. So Estelle thought about it and she thought, wow, I was just trying to keep Rufus safe and I had to tell him no, that he couldn't do something. She thought, wow, you know what? Sometimes that happens to me. I get told no and I don't like it very much. Maybe sometimes those rules are to help me be safe and to help me not get hurt. And so that was something that really opened her eyes, that maybe those rules and things that our parents tell her are actually to help her stay safe. Guess what? Sometimes, go ahead and draw your feet in, bring the soles of your feet together, and let your knees fall out. Sometimes maybe you get told no. Does that ever happen and you don't like it very much? Well, think about it. Maybe sometimes when that happens, you can say, you know what? Mom and Dad love me. They're not telling me no to make me miserable. Maybe they're just telling me no because that's what's best for me right now. And if you can remember that, then it might seem easier to accept that no answer when it comes. Okay, drop your head towards your toes. See if you can bring your chest even lower to the ground and stretch. And come on back up. Yoga can be lots of fun, especially as we tell stories as we do it. Thank you for joining me today. And if you would like to learn the real story of Estelle and Rufus, click the link below because it'll take you to the story I read about them, and it's based on a true story, which is a lot of fun always. Have a great day. Bye.